What's up good people? It's Bash Mutumba back again with some Ugandan juice, and I'm glad you're here to partake whatever I'm about to offer you. Well, before I start over, I'd like to thank everyone who supports this segment, the likes of Metrin Bilonji and everyone else that shares kind comments towards me. Well, you keep me motivated. And the weather forecast in Kampala is still hot. Makerere University students are still on strike because of lecturers that are not teaching, and Bank of Uganda bosses are still being squeezed by Parliament over the circumstances involving the sale of Sudiru Parelia's Crane Bank. Well, but the politics aside, all that stuff aside, let us delve into our beautiful entertainment stories. Well, since last week, the video of a very depressed Don Zella crying went very viral, and the least expected person to actually comment on this positively was Zari, because Don Zella has been mistreating Zari for a very long time. When Zari's mother died, Don Zella was making fun. When Zari's husband Ivan Semanga died, Don Zella was making fun. When Diamond cheated on Zari, Don Zella was making fun. She actually went the extra mile of putting up a viral party to viral Zari's all-white party. She called it the Girl Power Party, something of the sort, and she actually bankrolled her missus' expenses to come to Uganda to host the party. Imagine. So Don Zella has always been very critical of Zari in a very cynical way, honestly, but Zari was mature enough to come out and wish Don Zella a quick recovery during her hard time of depression and stuff. And much respect to Zari, actually maximum respect to Zari for such a powerful gesture. And to everyone who is making fun of Don Zella during this time, please, you should put yourself together. This is a serious issue. Depression actually kills. Untreated depression is like the most common source of suicide. So really, I commend Zari for such a powerful gesture, and I hope Don Zella actually finds a place in her heart to stop being so mean to Zari. Yeah. And the tourism industry of Uganda, or the tourism ministry in particular, has been in the news for the past 1 or so month, really, over their issues of brand ambassadors. At first they had Zari as a brand ambassador, and they dropped her for Miss World Africa, who is also Miss Uganda, Queen Abenacho. But now they've also dropped Queen Abenacho and they've put Anita Fabiola on board. Weird. Why? Because apparently Queen Abenacho had already signed a deal with the tourism ministry for 14 million to be their ambassador, but then she hadn't consulted her management, that's Talent Africa. So now Talent Africa wanted 100 million for the entire deal, and it was cancelled, and they put Anita Fabiola on board instead. Well, it's a little confusing. Why? Because all these three people that I've talked about, Zari, Anita Fabiola, and Queen Abenacho, are under the same management, which is Talent Africa. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to say that they failed to come to an end of a deal with Queen Abenacho, yeah, and then decided to get into a deal with Anita Fabiola, who is actually under the same management. Weird. Though a source from Talent Africa, or a source close to Talent Africa, tells us that both Zari and Queen Abenacho didn't become ambassadors through Talent Africa, so it can't be put on them. The only person who has become an ambassador through Talent Africa is Anita Fabiola. Well, however confusing it is, I'll leave it to you to decipher. And the biggest issue, or the biggest problem in this entire fracas, is the fact that the minister himself, Honorable Chiwanda, has supported, he has come out to support Miss Curvy beauty pageant, which is being looked at by feminists all over the world as something that is objectifying women. Because as countries like Rwanda are fronting deals like Visit Rwanda to sponsor teams like Arsenal to advertise them, as they are putting up their mountain gorillas, animals and vegetation for people to see and come and visit, we as Ugandans are supporting Miss Curvy pageant, looking at how curvy women are. And weird enough, the person that was used on the artwork of the Miss Curvy beauty pageant is actually not Ugandan. She is a Kenyan model. So it's all a fracas all over the place, and the minister has gotten backlash from all over the world for this beauty pageant that he has supported. And well, let's wait and see how this all ends. But admittedly, arguably the biggest stories from all over the week have been about Mozo Radio. Just like Weasel said recently, Radio is dead, but it is like he has not died yet. It is like he's alive, because we are talking about him every single day, both positively and negatively. And the biggest thing rotating about Radio this week has been his child. Dora Mwima, former Miss Uganda, has come out to reveal that her first son was Radio's child. Wow, this is hard to believe. yet it's actually true, because Dora Mwima didn't tell Radio about the child throughout his life. Radio died without knowing about the child he had with Dora Mwima, former Miss Uganda. And according to Dora, they met with Radio in 2009 when she was still reigning Miss Uganda. She was about 19 years of age back then, and that's when they met. And she got pregnant after the private relationship they had. She got pregnant, and she didn't tell him about it because during that time, Radio was in a serious relationship with Lydia Mbabazi, the former Blue 3 singer, who is actually the mother of 2 of his children. So according to her, she didn't like to cause drama around the place, so she kept quiet about it. But still, she says she went on never to tell Radio about it because she did not want her child to be a topic in the tabloids all over the country and blogs and stuff like that. She wanted her child to live a normal life. But even though many think Radio had a right to know about his child, Dora says she tried to let Radio know, that she tried to set up a meeting between her and her husband with Radio twice, but Radio didn't come up. Well, some people still argue that why would he come when he didn't know exactly why they were inviting him, because they hadn't told him why they were inviting him. Because some people have an issue towards their exes. They would never want to meet exes after. So really, you would at least make up a hint for someone. This is happening, I have your kids and stuff like that. Well, Radio didn't know about the children till he died, the child till he died. So Ethan Nadir is now officially a son to Dora Mwima's husband, and he's being taken care of by him and all the other kids. And according to Dora, she is not interested in any penny, in any of Radio's pennies. She's not interested in money or anything. She just talked about this. She wanted to be the person to reveal this issue because one of her friends, who is no longer her friend, was trying to threaten her that she's going to expose her. So she decided to let the world know, to let the world know from the horse's mouth, at least, and which I think is a good thing. Well, besides that, Weasel has refused to stop singing Radio songs because remember, Lilian Babazi threatened that she would imprison Weasel over singing Radio songs. And Weasel said he will not stop singing Radio songs, however much they threaten him with prison and jail and all that stuff. He says if at all they know the songs they claim to be Radio songs, they should write them down. If they have the proof, they should write them down, the names, and then he will give them to them. He will give them to them. But according to him, it is idiotic for someone to just listen to a song after it has been released and then claim, this sounds a lot like Radio, this must have been Radio song, this is Radio song, Weasel, stop singing it. You get something of that sort. So he says if at all they know any Radio song that he is in possession with, they should go for it. They should take it away from him and he will never sing it again, which is impossible, of course, because they don't know anything. People are just speculating that Weasel is singing Radio songs mainly, and that he's giving them to King Saha, because the way King Saha is singing lately, the hits he's doing, hit after hit, they're all sounding a lot like Radio. And the one that caused the biggest fracas was when the one he did with Weasel called Mpala, right after Radio died. King Saha did a collab with Weasel, and King Saha sounded sweet, a lot like Radio. The way he put up his words, the vocals, everything was more of something Radio would do, honestly. And everyone was beginning to claim that it was actually a Radio song that Weasel gave up to King Saha to sing with him. So it's all about rumors, honestly. So it's not something I think would get Weasel imprisoned, truly. And I think people are being unfair to Weasel also during this hard time. They should be supporting him to get better, because it's not easy being a one-man army when you're used to being a group. It's a very hard thing, and people should be considerate to Weasel. And I would give you my reasons why I think Weasel shouldn't be disturbed over singing Radio songs, even though he actually is singing them. I'm not saying he is singing them, because King Saha has the ability to write his songs. Radio mentored him well, but even though Weasel is singing Radio songs or giving them out or stuff like that, he should be allowed to do so, because they were brothers. Their bond was more of a brotherly bond. It was just a match made in heaven. It was written in the stars, literally. And I'll tell you why. Because Radio met Weasel when they were both nothing. They all had nothing. Radio met Weasel back then when he was still at campus at Makerere University studying psychology, and he was trying out to sing. So through Chaga he met Chameleon and then Weasel. Yeah, they met together, and Chameleon mentored them through the various dynamics of the music industry back in the day. Back then, you would have to sing a little Swahili to become a big star, truly, because back then there were no big TVs in Uganda apart from WBS, which wouldn't make you so international. The international word of back in the day was being big in East Africa. That was being international back in the day, and for you to do that, you would have to be played on East Africa TV, and to be played on East Africa TV, you had to speak you had to sing some little Swahili. Truth is, even though in Uganda not many people know Swahili, and even the few that know it know a little, they can't sustain a conversation, for example, with a Tanzanian. Yeah, it's not easy to speak Swahili in Uganda, but Dr. Chameleon, who had spent some time in Nairobi, knew some Swahili, and he sang many Swahili songs. So his breakthrough hit like Mama Mia, Kipepeo, Shida za Dunia, many Swahili songs. Badidisha and all those songs are all Swahili songs. Actually, Jose Chameleon's biggest songs are all Swahili songs. So he mentored the likes of Radio and Weasel into this Swahili thing, and all their first songs would have some little Swahili flair. At least the title would be Swahili. Even though other words wouldn't be Swahili, the title would be Swahili to captivate that other audience, to get some airplay that other side. Songs like Nakutamani, songs like Zuwena, yeah, they all played on EATV. So Weasel was with Radio through all this. They had fights with Bebe Cool over the song Zuwena, which sounded like a seduction song from Radio to Bebe Cool's wife Zuwena, and Bebe Cool would actually beat up Radio whenever they met. Yeah, he would look at him as a disrespecting kid. Yeah, a kid disrespecting Bebe Cool and his wife. Well, some people still claim that Radio had met Zuwena way before, during high school when they were still studying in Ginger. Radio had met Bebe Cool's wife, and they had a small relationship, puppy love, but that's just a rumor, of course. You never know whether it was true or not. But one thing for a fact is that in the song Zuwena, Radio was so emotional. Yeah, talking to this woman called Zuwena. I don't know whoever he meant. And he was very heartily romantic towards her, asking her, Zuwena lwaki tonteka ku minzani, Zuwena nopima nolaba kwagala yani, Zuwena, why don't you put me and him on the weighing scale? Why don't you weigh and see who really loves you? Yeah, Zuwena nagonja sana ndani, Zuwena unaniumiza deep inside me. Such touching lyrics. And these actually made Bebe Cool so furious, and he used to beat up Radio everywhere. And in all these fights that Radio instigated, yeah, Weasel was taking a hand for him. Weasel was the one being affected most. He would fight most about things he didn't even know about. There would be in a bar brawl and someone would do something to Radio, and Radio would go crazy, and Weasel would just get involved in the fight. Well, and even when they fell out with Jose Chameleon, according to people inside Good Life, they claim that it was always Radio's idea to leave Leon Island, and Weasel just followed. Imagine going against your own brother because of someone that you have just met. So really, Weasel trusted Radio so much. So they left Leon Island, and they actually started doing these songs, dissing Chameleon, songs like Camila the Teacher. Though Chameleon actually later just took up the name Camila the Teacher. Yeah, he also started calling himself Camila the Teacher after them calling him Camila the Teacher in a diss song. That's how interesting Jose Chameleon is. And they also sang songs like Rwachito Kula for both Chameleon and Bebe Cool. So really, the fallout all was because of Radio, but Weasel took the hand for it. Yeah, Weasel took responsibility for everything, every single thing. Even when they left Good Life crew that they had started with Jeff Chiwa, when they had a fallout with Jeff Chiwa, it was mainly because of Radio. Yeah, Radio was falling out with their people, and Weasel was always taking the lead in making the decisions, or in facing the consequences. Radio would make the decisions, and Weasel would actually face the consequences. And actually, till their death, people were wondering why two adults were still living in the same house. Imagine, they had all the money to build houses all over the country, but they never left each other. They had that bond that was more of a brotherly bond. So really, I get so disappointed when someone says Weasel should not sing Radio songs. Honestly, I get so disappointed. And Radio was depressed, according to some people that knew him, that he was depressed right before he died. Fans were no longer appreciating his music. Yeah, fans were no longer appreciating his music. That's why he was writing songs mainly for other people to sing, other divas, yeah, the likes of Rema Namakula, the likes of Lydia Jasmine. He was writing for them songs to sing. He was no longer singing a lot of music, and all this music was under Angel Music. Yeah, so people are claiming Weasel shouldn't be involved with Angel Music. Imagine, all this was a thing between the two of them. Yeah, and according to Weasel, he is so disappointed with Lillian, who had already left radio. By the time he died, Lillian had dumped radio and he had taken away all the children to Rwanda. So Weasel says Lillian should be supporting him because he was the most close to radio. Yeah, she shouldn't be telling him to stop singing radio songs and things like that. And one interesting thing about radio and Lillian's affair is that some people claim whenever radio would think of something, or whenever something happened between him and Lillian, he would write a song, but then he would give out that song to someone else to sing. He would never feel the power to sing it. It would melt him because apparently he was so much in love. And one of the songs that you listen to and try to believe this is called Nakesa. It became a hit after radio's death, and this makes me believe the idea of people that say radio was depressed because fans were no longer taking him serious. They were no longer supporting his music. All his hits, the last songs he did, became big after he had died. Even songs that were there a year before, even songs that were there 6 months before. For example, the song Romantic Call was released months before his death, and even the video was released in like September. He died in January 31st or Feb, I don't remember very well, but it was released 3 months earlier, but no one had taken it serious. Romantic Call became a hit right after radio's death. A song like Tambula Nange, a very touchy gospel song asking God to walk with him. Yeah, it looked like something like someone knowing that he was about to die, prophesying about his death. If you listen to it, a very touching, soft gospel song crying to God to be walking with you. So there are many songs that weren't taken serious till radio died. And according to people that know him very well, he was depressed because of this. Well, who am I to deny that? But anyway, my point is people should be good to Weasel. People shouldn't be hard on Weasel for this. They should leave him to sing his brother. They should leave him to mourn his brother. They should leave him to keep the legacy of radio and Weasel alive, even though it might not be back anymore. Because right now, Weasel says he has enough songs that he can release for the next 50 years or 100 years if he is alive. Enough songs, yeah? So we'll wait for all those songs to come out. Well, thank you very much. My name is Bash Mutumba. This is Ugandan Juice. If you have any comment about any story for today, feel free to drop it down there, and please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and follow us on all our platforms, SNS Tanzania, and also follow me on Instagram at Bash Mutumba. Thank you very much. Well, don't forget to give me a thumbs up too. Thank you.
Kuwa karibu na matukio ya burudani, gossip, lifestyle, michezo na mengine ya kufurahisha kwa kujiunga na SNS Sparking Conversation.